Oh, hi, it's Opie and John. Welcome you back to Let's Play Katawa Shoujo, and also I have brought PanAnning to the train.
Oh god, what have I walked myself into?
You walked yourself into a train when there's about to be a wreck. It's a train wreck. Last time we met a few people, we introduced ourselves, we met a few things, quote unquote things, and we stopped on a decision make here, which is here. We're gonna be saving this. We're gonna be keeping these because this is gonna be the particularly in this decision here. This will deter your route, determine where you're going and such.
Also, Opa has lowered the volume of the game because he couldn't be heard last time.
I apologize for that. This video will probably be shitty as well, but then again, whatever. Let's just deal with it.
Welcome back to Let's Play Sonic Adventure 2.
No.
Oh my god.
No. Anyway, I wonder. Let's ask about the library. Oh yeah, I forgot these fuckers that in the background. Just
Yep, that's what drowned you out.
these motherfuckers.
It's still pretty loud.
I know these fuckers need to shut the fuck up. Where are they?
I mean, they... Who hired Sonic Adventures 2 sound mixer for this game?
Actually, I think I just quad them down right now.
Yeah, I
Why
think
plus,
that
why
did
do we
it.
need the sound
did.
effects? I don't think there's gonna be any sound effects involved in this.
Well, considering there's an option to disable adult content, I would disagree.
Oh look, see, look, they quad it down. You saw that?
There we go.
Fucking
Yeah.
fucking assholes. Oh yeah, there is a library in the school. Lately, I've been to reading a lot, so I'd like to check out. She gives a kind of frown that makes it clear that she doesn't consider reading a healthy hobby. But then picks up her smile again. This is my awful reading. There's a second floor. We can show it to you and eat sometime. Thanks. I return to my food while the girls talk between themselves. In between legs. Misha and Shizune sign back and forth very animatedly, throwing separate glances at me, but Misha refrains from translating. Remember talking about secret girl stuff or something. Blah 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 shopping, blah 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 blah.
All go 13 antics.
Just dot dot dot. God damn it. I quickly noticed the conversation is not enough to fill a silence. We arrive in the classroom early, but we're not the first. That dark-haired girl I noticed before is slumped over her desk at the last row.
Oh boy, is she a burn victim?
Yes, she's a burn victim. So, oh yeah, by the way, I had KFC today. I had extra crispy.
Oh my god. Seriously?
I had chicken earlier today, too.
What is that, extra crispy?
Yeah, it's a nice crispy boneless chicken.
Good stuff. She talks a little when Misha crashes into the room with the elegance of a ride. She shrinks deeper into her seat. I can feel her tension all the way from here, as if she were slowly turning into stone just from her presence. Misha and Suzune either didn't notice or don't mind it, as they walk directly past her to their seats and begin to converse. Oh, I'm like wondering about her. Even when the classroom slowly fills her with the other students and finally the teacher. Getting into the rhythm of school feels strange, as if my brain remembers how this is done, but my body doesn't. Towards the end of the class, I start yawning and counting the minutes left. I shouldn't be this tired on my first day of school. Maybe it's the long time spent in the hospital that made me like this. I'm even feeling physically weak and lifeless. Please, you're redhead? Because they have no souls.
Oh god.
I take slight offense to that. But it's okay.
I have no soul. Before long, the final bell rings. School is finally over for the day. Beside me, Misha and Suzune are having a short conversation. station. After a bit of deliberation, Misha turns to me. Go 13. Unfortunately, we can't stay and show you around today, Heat-chan. We got to hurry already since there's a lot of work for us to do. Hand gestures. You'll find your way around here, I'm sure of it. Oh, wait! The teacher says I have to see the nurse. Where do I have to go? Is that so? Well, we can at least show you that much. Come on, the nurses have their own building, so we have to go outside. We join
that painting.
John said the same thing.
Every time I look at it, chills run down my spine.
God damn it. We joined the
I just get the feeling he's gonna jump out at me, you know?
just like a horror movie. But then again, this building's full of horrors. House of Horrors. We joined the flow of students making their way down the stairwell and outside with the girls pointing out the other senior classrooms in the same hallway as ours. When we get outside, the girls make their way to the smaller building right next to the school. It's built in the same style, so it looks like it's actually part of the main building. Over to 13. This is the auxiliary building here. There's a lot of official and important stuff inside, like the Yamaku Foundation office and all the nurses' office. They even have a swimming pool. How's that official? Swimming pool? I wonder how that is. Don't be silly, Hichan. It's It's for physical therapy, of course. Oh, they're all waterheads, though. Anyway, all of the nursing staff facilities are there too. The head nurse's office is on the first floor. You'll be fine from here, right? We'll be going then. See you tomorrow. Yeah, thanks. Bye. Jeez, a whole building for stuff that has nothing to do with the actual education? I guess it's necessary for a place like this. Jeez.
This looks like a prison.
I know. Well,
I feel like you just walked into a morgue, maybe? Of some kind.
But aren't they all a little dead on the inside and in their heads?
Yes.
Yeah. I walk in hoping that this really will only be a quick visit, like the teacher said. On a white door on the left is a green cross with the text "Head Nurse" and on the nameplate. A voice from the inside responds to my knock almost immediately, but I can't quite make it out. Oh, oof. It sounded like a bit of an invitation to open the door, so I invite myself further in. Cue Saori death scene.
Seriously, Opie?
Yes.
I gently open the door. The room is not large and smells strange. A friendly-looking man turns around on his office chair to face me as I enter. His desk is neat and tidy, but the bin under the table is overflowing with used medical utensils, and there are at least a dozen coffee cup rings lingering on the desk. Smiling man. Hello there. What can I do for you today?
Oh my god, it's Pegasus.
It's Pegasus. He's a young-looking and sort of rugged, but the dimples in his cheeks wash that impression away when he smiles. Are you the nurse? He smiles like a person who has heard this very same question hundreds of times. Why, yes I am. It says so on the door, no. You can call me by my name, or just the nurse, like everyone else. Of course, I shake off my confusion, realizing I probably should have grabbed his extended hand. His handshake is rather firm and friendly. Right. I'm the new student. My homeroom teacher told me to come and meet you. My name is Sao Nipai. His eyes light up with revelation, and he snaps his fingers. Oh, you're that Nakai boy. I was just reading your file in the morning. Some kind of chronic arrhythmia and a related congenital heart muscle deficiency, right? I don't care if I mispronounce that. Go fuck off. He gestures me to sit down in a vacant armchair in front of his desk. Yes. Good. Well, you've probably been briefed about this school now, so I'll just go over this quickly. We have all kinds of facilities available, mostly physical therapy and such. There's always someone from my staff around, even at night, so I never hesitate to call us if there is a problem. The famous 24-hour nursing staff. Wow, this is like a hospital. Well, not exactly. For instance, we don't do brain surgery here. This joke feels so out of place that I'm left thinking about why he said they got no brains. Yeah, it's just that it's really weird to have so many medical people at a school. You get used to it. I'm not so sure of that myself, but I don't let the nurse know it. Now, let me just find your file again. While he searches for something around from his computer and shuffles stacks of papers around, I let my gaze wander around the room. It's the epitome of generic, I like to say. Beige walls and ceiling, dark gray and laminate flooring, and all the equipment you expect from a school nurse's office. Even the ridiculous educational posters are hanging on all four walls. Remind me to eat properly, 3 times a day, and from all the food groups. Smiling, the nurse draws a thick file from a stack of similarly thick files and opens it. So, you already have a medication for arrhythmia. Just remember to take your pills every morning and evening, or it won't be much help. Apart from that, do you do any sports? Rash stuff like, I don't know, boxing? He grins to his own joke, but I don't. Well, I played soccer occasionally with some classes. Alright, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to recommend you refrain from doing that. At least, for the time being. Oh, my lack of reaction makes him raise an eyebrow, but really, I'm not too bothered by him forbidding me to kick up around. I guess I never did out of a burning passion for the sport, just to have something to do. Any kind of concussion might be very dangerous to your heart, and risking another attack is not a good idea. Was the previous one caused by a sudden concussion to the chest area? There is no mention of the cause in your papers. Not exactly. I sized up the question conceptually and glanced his own at me over his papers, a little more serious expression on his face. He just couldn't take the fact that some girl confessed to him and his heart gave out. There, that's what happened.
He can't easily admit to that.
Yeah, but what are the odds a target? Well, alright, never mind. Still, you need to keep your body healthy, so some exercise will do you good. We have physical therapy such available, as I said, but I don't think you really need such heavy measures. Just get some light exercise regularly. Brisk walks, or even like jogging, jumping rope, that sort of thing. Swimming, maybe. There's a pool here. So it's toast.
Been swimming lately?
Ah, Ajio boy. Been swimming lately. You were very good. At any rate, I'm sure you've been told this before. You just need to take care of to not overexert yourself. He wags his finger to emphasize the point, like a certain hedgehog. No need, really. I've heard this 1,000 times already. Absolutely no unnecessary risk. Take care of yourself. Okay. He goes over my papers one more time and sets them on the desk. Obviously content. Good, that's it. Then come meet me if you ever need something. I'm ushered out before I even realize it. A quick visit indeed. I end up standing in front of the main building, an auxiliary building, although, to my eyes, they still look one and the same. It's the first real look I get at these other students, so I'll watch people coming out of the school, going towards the gate or the dorms. Everyone seems to know where they are going. And I still keep thinking that most of them don't look too special for being students at a special school. Then again, neither do I. Does that make me one of them? One of us, yeah. I should go somewhere too to prevent me from getting lost. It's around dinner time, but I feel tired instead of hungry. The weariness in me only grows as I trudge towards the dorms, set a little way apart from the main building complex. There is a garden of sorts between the school and the dorms. Shrubbery, flowers, and that overbearing smell of fresh-cut grass that fills the atmosphere. It dawns on my tired mind that the smell feels novel because I haven't been outside at all for so long. The dorm building is big and made of red brick, Like the others, it feels way too pompous for what it is, so I push forward, going inside. It takes more time than necessary to fish out the key I was given from my pocket. My damn Alzheimer's made me shake the keys. Room 119. Despite the ordinate exterior, the inside of the dorm is fairly new, functional, and boring. Just like in the main building, the halls and doors are wide to accommodate wheelchairs. The same goes for the elevators that at the ends of the hallways. I poke my head around the corner of the common room door. Inside, a few students were watching the television. One nods and gives a quick hello before turning back to the TV. Hello. He seems like the only. Seems that only the girls around here are sociable. I suppose that's perfectly fine with me. I climb the stairs to the upper floor. Here, the smoke corridors branch off from the main hallway. Each of these minor halls seems to have a toilet and shower, as well as 4 rooms. About halfway down the hall, I spy room 119, which is backwards of 911. I think about it. The name
The
plates...
number that will need to be called if Popeye doesn't keep himself in check.
Shut up. The name plates on the rooms adjacent to mine are blank. I guess there are just 2 of us here. Light shines from below the door of room 117, so I knock lightly. Hello, is everyone home? From inside I hear a few movements, then the clicking of way more locks than I thought these doors had. After a moment, the door squeaks open. Oh, hello. A bespectacled boy is standing in the doorway. He is looking at me very intently through his extremely thick eyeglasses. Oh, is it? Blind? No. At least not completely. Why would he have eyeglasses if he was? He leans closer to me until our noses are almost touching. His breath stinks of garlic. Wario? No. He sounded high. I'm moving into the next room. I thought I should introduce my... His face suddenly brightens in realization, and he stands back upright, thrusting his hand out in a smiling greeting, almost straight to my diaphragm. Oh, sorry, dude. The name's Kenji. Hi. I take Kenji's sweaty hand and shake it. Still a little rattled by the sudden change of his attitude and feminine welcome. There were some suspicious-looking people going in and out of your room earlier. It was probably my parents. Your parents? You're sure? Because they could have seen some other people, too. You can't judge a book by its cover. Is that a place proverb is left hanging between us awkwardly as I try to think of some way to respond? I say the chances are high enough. He shudders and makes some exaggerated hand gestures. You're a brave man, is how. Me? I don't think I can trust the chances. The only one I trust is myself. Does that mean I shouldn't get to know you either? He thinks about this for a while. A wise decision. Damn, you're smarter than you look. Probably. What do you look like? I hope not smart. He squints his eyes and leans closer again, but I lean backwards to dodge it. Never mind, it doesn't matter. And with that, he turns, fumbles around for the moment in search for the door handle and shuts the door behind him. I slide the key into the lock of the door marked 119. Bleak beige walls, white linen, and a desk made of some type of light wood. Ugly curtains. It's no one's room. Personal, like my hospital room was. My bags are sitting in front of my bed, looking a lot emptier than they did this morning. The closet is sitting open, stocked with my clothes. Also, it seems that there are a number of school uniforms hanging there as well. A note is pinned to the sleeve on one of the shirts. Hi, Chan. We unpacked your things and made your bed. They said if these don't fit, then you should go to the office tomorrow. If you have any problems, you can always call us. Love, Mom and Dad. Well, at least I don't have to worry about unpacking. I kind of hoped I would have. Then there would be something to do. It's still too early. I put the note down on the desktop and lie down on the bed, feeling drained. Lying there makes me want to read something, but I have nothing with me. I wonder if the hospital conditioned me for wanting to read whenever I have nothing to do. The restlessness urge just keeps growing until I have to stand up. Maybe it's stress or something. I was pretty nervous about it before coming and for the entire day today too. I still am, I think. Damn, I have to distract myself somehow. So I won't be this unnatural all the time. Tomorrow, I will go borrow some books from the library. Yeah, I'll do that. But for now, the bottles of medications neatly arranged on my night table catch my eyes. I pick one up and shake it just to hear the contents rattle inside, and then read the glued-on pharmacy label. You sound like I had 2 tablets daily to stay alive. Well,
What the fuck?
well said.
That's kind of
It
morbid.
doesn't really say that, but it could just as well. Oh, okay.
Oh,
He just
okay.
made
Oh.
that.
He's just fucking around with his own mind.
It's kind of twisted having your life depend on chemicals like this. I resent it a little, but what choice do I have? With a sigh, I began my new daily ritual of taking the right number of pills from each bottle, being careful to check the correct dosages. I lay down again, feeling hollow and uncertain, and after that, I keep staring at the blank, unfamiliar ceiling for a long time. It doesn't start looking any more familiar, not even after darkness falls and long shadows draw across my room like fingers. The sheets feel slightly more comfortable, warm and nest-like against the chill that passes for room temperature here. Soon the lighter shade of darkness that is the ceiling looks like every ceiling does that night. It becomes the only thing I recognize anymore. The night beckons me to sleep. I feel the coldness of unfamiliarity and fear creeping up my spine once again. I keep drifting further away from the world I knew.
End of day 1. I guess.
Yeah,
It sure was an intermission.
yeah. I wake up in a strange room. Solid morning light shimmers against the gray ceiling. I had forgotten to draw the curtains closed last night. I. This is my room, isn't it? Wait, my room. This is the third room this year that I'm supposed to call mine. Various things around here remind me of that, indeed. It's me who is supposed to be the one living here. My bags on the floor, my new school books on the desk, my numerous medications on the night table. I stare at the bottles for a moment, deliberating, until I open a bottle, shake out the pill, and pop out a tablet from the foil sheet. I dump them with a chaser of water without thinking about the chemistry. My uniforms are in the closet. I slink out from under the sheets and stretch my back before dressing up. Putting on a new school uniform feels like dressing in someone else's clothes. The artificial smell of generic detergent invades my nose, but the feeling of fresh cloth against my back is a good one, a natural one. It feels like a school uniform, as it should. It's not much different from what I used to wear before. That goes for other things too. So far, this place seems more or less like a normal school, except for the people, quote unquote. I think back to my I think back to my talk with Kenji yesterday. Misha's constant laughter and Shizune's sweeping sign language gestures. I've only met 3 students so far. Maybe they aren't that normal, but I'm sure that the others are. Wrong word to be going around this school. Or perhaps people like them are what passes from normal around here. Yeah, pretty much. There you go. Yeah, what does pass for normal around here? What do people do? I didn't see a lot of kids hanging around after classes yesterday. Maybe in sometime in the future. So maybe there are clubs. If so, I wonder if I should join one.
Oof.
I would like to hang out with these people. All through class, the question remains on my mind, and so I decided to ask Shizune about it when we split into groups. After all, she did say if I had anything I wanted to know, I should ask her. She crosses her arms and shifts her gaze slowly to Misha, who looks more preoccupied with trying to grind the eraser of her pencil down so that the top is perfect and evenly flat. Sorry, Shi-chan. Is there something you wanted from me? Oh, I see. That's a good question, Chan. My first thought is that she means she doesn't know, which is worrying. Maybe I'm being too negative. Well, anyway, Misha, please don't prove me right. Oh, that's right. Everyone is encouraged to join a club. A lot of people do so because there isn't really anything else to do. There are also school events like the festival coming up in a few days. Almost every student in the school tends to help out with it, doing whatever.
Every Japanese visual novel ever. Every
I
anime
know,
ever.
fucking school events, clubs. Jesus Christ.
Okay, everyone, it's the literature club.
God damn. Would it be great if that is actually in here? I don't even know if that's in here. So, you actually transferred to in at a busy time. Maybe you can help out too. Sure, why not? What's the festival about? Mission freezes. I don't know, Ichan. The truth is, it's a local event, and I'm not from this area, so... She starts signing desperately to Shizune, asking her to pay her out. Shizune adjusts her glasses at the end of an oddly random flourish. I don't know if I pronounced it right. And starts signing hard and heavy. Huh? Oh, who cares? Misha puffs out her chest as she shouts Shizune's words out at me with a disproportionate amount of pride. Too loud. You can see heads turning to look in our direction. Not so loud. Human beings evolve with each new generations. The ideals and beliefs behind a festival will inevitably change within time. Now it's about delicious fried food and amusing little games that you play to win prizes. The teacher clears his throat very loudly. Teamwork. Batting his long wooded pointer against his other palm like a baton. He shoots a pointed gaze at us. Finally noticing where we are, Misha stifles a yelp and quickly squats down. She doesn't seem embarrassed at all, although brushing it off without care. We're in the middle of the class and we should start working. That's right, Shitan. What? That's right, Hichan. You're asking because you're interested in joining a club. Could have been my eyes playing tricks on me, but I think I saw a suspicious glance exchange between them. Misha's tone has also changed, although it does that every other word anyway. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Misha and Suzune look at each other again. I'm about to ask what they have in mind when something dark flutters in my peripheral vision, catching my attention. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the girl with long, dark hair get up from her desk and slip silently towards the door. It doesn't seem like she was working in any group, and no one seems to notice her but me. I glance at the teacher who is also looking at the dark-haired girl go. Why doesn't he say anything? Hey John, is something wrong? Do I look as uneasy as I feel? Or was Misha just looking at me after looking after the girl who left? No, nothing. Okay, well, we were asking, you don't have any plans for lunch today, do you? I thought I would go to the library to pick up some books. Not really. Do you want to have lunch together then? Sure. Yay! Wahahaha! Okay, Chad, perfect. It's like a wahahaha. The rest of us class passes event uneventfully. The girl with the long hair never came back. Before I have the time to put up any more thought into where she could have gone, the teacher informs us that it's time to stop working. Shizune looks more than a little annoyed, and that we only just barely managed to finish all of our work on time. Just glad we finished it all. It's not a contest or anything. What you want, blue hair? Yes, it is, Nichan. Impossible. Really? Really. I've noticed this before, but it's kind of funny how Misha is always moving her hands and signing not only everything she says, but what everyone else is saying at any given time. Obviously, it must be so Shizune can understand it, Her eyes dart back and forth between Misha's hands and me. I don't know who I'm supposed to be looking at. I'm talking to Misha, but that might be wrong. Maybe I should face Shizune. I'm used to looking in the direction of the person whose voice I'm hearing, but really, Shizune can't hear me, but it would be disrespectful to talk to her only through Misha. Then again, isn't that what she's doing? No, she's at least looking at me. This is all very confusing and will take time to get used to. It's not a contest, because contests are competitions over a prize. If there's no prize on the line, it's not really a contest. Shizune's eyes flash dangerously with a competitive glare. She stares at me as surprised that I'm challenging her. I think maybe this is a contest to her. I never noticed before how dark or blue her eyes are. It's truly an alluring gaze.
Ugh.
Already, dude? That didn't take long. Are you sure?
Mention blue hair.
Ugh. Your infatuation with blue, me and my infatuation with red. It's red versus blue. Pan, I don't know what his hair color is. Very sure. You're wrong, Hee-chan, because I don't want to be the slowest one in the class. Therefore, what is on the line is my confidence and my abilities, and the price is satisfaction of provoking them. Shizune pushes her glasses on the bridge of her nose and, in a very matter-of-fact way, no, in a very anime always way, just adjusting the glasses. I argue more, but the bell rings, and she quickly gets up and picks up her bag, looking at me expectantly. That fucking picture again.
Be prepared to see it more, I'm guessing.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I have almost forgotten that I was supposed to have lunch with them. Where do you want to eat? The cafeteria? That's so plain. Okay, let's go. Plain? Well, I guess. At my old school, I liked to eat outside near the back of the building. It was a good spot, but I didn't find it until near the end of my freshman year. I wonder if there is a similar place to eat here. Misha seems to imply as much. Shizune and Misha put me towards the cafeteria, which is surprisingly not packed. Maybe some students favor eating in the classroom or indoors. I saw some of my classmates had boxed lunches. After we finished eating, Misha picks up where we left off earlier. This fucking music track again. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Only because of that one music. There it is.
There it is.
God damn it. So Hee-chan, you wanted to know about clubs and stuff, right? Right. Hee-chan. Okay, I guess it makes sense to ask first. Exchanging little nods of confirmation, they turn to face me again, and Misha straightens her posture as if she is about to deliver a speech. Hee-chan, do you have anything you're really interested in? I used to play soccer, but I'm not really into it. I don't follow teams and players or anything like that. As of late, I usually just read a lot. There's a book club, right, Hee-chan? Right, but it seems like they only have all the members they can possibly have right now. Sorry, Hee-chan, it's a really popular club. Okay, but more to the point, Hee-chan. Does this mean you don't have anything already in mind? Not really. Good, great, that's great. Hee-chan, really great. Why is this so great? Jesus Christ, you're starting to annoy me. No reason. Well, Hee-chan, other than clubs and the upcoming festival, there is one other thing. Student council! I see. Didn't know this school had a student council. That was a very melodramatic setup, though, just to tell me that. I'm pretty sure the two of them know this because Shizune looks like a little embarrassed about it, and Misha is laughing. Shizune quickly retakes the control of the discussion in a manner of speaking. After all, it is still Misha who has the voice, whatever she says. Right, right. Hichan, maybe you should join the student council. They could use more people. Yes, definitely. You should definitely join. Why? Well, for one, we could hang out every day, Hichan. Shichan and I were both in the student council. Actually, Shichan is the president. I'm starting to get the suspicion that Shizune and Misha might not exactly be the most unbiased people to talk about this with. As if reading my mind, Shizune quickly adjusts her glasses and signs something to Misha. Of course, we're not trying to get you to join because we would obviously benefit from you joining the student council and therefore have an incentive to try to get you to.
I fucking knew it.
So you were admitting that. No, we admit nothing. I mean, Hichan, of course, it would be nice of you to join and we appreciate it. But even without all that, joining the student council shows a healthy interest in the workings of one's school. Yep, it's true, Hichan. Besides, you don't want to spend time with us after school, Hichan. I can't tell if she's being genuine or this is just really good acting. Some bullshitter. Both of them seem to be trying hard to get their cutest, although they are already pretty cute to begin with. Yeah. And pretty disabled to begin with. Well, so it's settled then. Welcome to the student council. What? No. Aw, see, Shichan? Of course it wouldn't go so easily. Yep, that's right. Though it would be boring if it went that smoothly. Oh well, Shichan owes me candy now. You were betting on it? Hey, my life isn't a game here. Shizune seems very intrigued by this when Misha signs it to her. An aggressive glint returns to her eyes. That's interesting, Hichan. Let's play a game. That's not what I said. How about rich man? Poor man, Hichan. If you lose, you have to join the student council. No, absolutely not.
I'm not gonna fall for your stupid anime visual novel cliche.
Why not? No, because you two both have the same incentive, and therefore the same goal, which is to get me to join the student council. Right. Yep. Yeah. That isn't my goal. But what this means that both of you can team up and I'll be a clear disadvantage. So I will have to decline. Suck it.
Yeah, suck it.
Suck
Stupid bitch.
Hichan, I'm very offended. Are you saying you don't trust us that we pulled something so disingenuous? That makes me sad. I'm sorry? It's hard to tell where Shizune's influence ends and Misha's thoughts begin. And in tortoise or tortoise for hurting a young girl's feelings, you should definitely join the student council. No! How about a game of paper football instead of rich man, poor man? Paper football? Yeah, it's a game they only play in America. You make a paper triangle and then you try to shoot it past goalposts the other player makes with their fingers. Isn't it cool? It's going to form a competition between two people, Hichan. It's also played by elementary and middle school children, Hichan. That means it's a game that really separates the boys from the men. More like the boys from the slightly older boys. Anyway, I'm not gonna play that either. Just the fact that you know that it means you're probably surprisingly good at it. Yeah, that's true. How did you know, Hichan? She suddenly frowns at Misha, telling me that she probably wasn't supposed to admit that. So really, I wouldn't say that I'm happy with their attempts to get me into that student council, but I'm a little curious about what the student council does here. I've never been on one before, or even know anybody who was a member, so it interested me. I also kind of like Shizune and Misha, so maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Okay, Hichan, how about Risk, the game of world domination? I don't know what that is. It's really fun, Hichan. You fight for control of the world with armies and everything. Sounds like Shizune would be good at it. If you want to play, we can after school. Really, Hichan? We can play just for fun, Hichan. Shi-chan hasn't played it in a long time, so if you want to, there are no strings attached. Well, okay. Okay, perfect. We'll see you after school in the student council room. Wait, right there!
It's a
Because
trap!
Idiot.
That's where we
It's a
keep the
trap!
game.
It's a trap!
I promise to tell them how much I do not like this, but it's more for show than anything. So in the end I agree, but only after getting Shizune to acknowledge that I don't mean anything concrete just by accepting and take a look around and play a game with her. Lunch ends and we go back to class. Fucking bitch.
He's you idiot.
Hold on a sec. During afternoon classes, the long-haired girl comes back and sits down in her seat without a word. Again, no one seems to notice, or if they do, no one says anything. I went to ask Misha about it, but I don't want to be nosy. After school, Shizune and Misha quickly find me by the first floor lobby and latch onto me, covering each flank in case I try to escape. Covering hands to my flank, alright. I feel a little offended by it. I've been considering it. Nevertheless, I'm a bit disturbed that enough people have made a break for it in the past when that they're on their guard. What's with the escort? This doesn't make me feel very comfortable. In fact, it makes me feel like a dangerous prisoner being transported to his cell. What's wrong, Hee-chan? That's right. We're just gonna go play a game of Risk, remember? I don't know, Misha. This all seems like a little sinister to me. I start thinking that when we sit down to play the game, they'll tie me down and torture me until I agree to join the student council. Well, that's highly unlikely, but still, for some reason, it just seems like it would be so plausible. Getting to the student council room is as simple as turning 2 corners from where we started. What? That's it? This makes you guys being so on top of me seem a little silly. That's not true, Hee-chan. Shi-chan says that when their life is threatened, people have shown the capability to pull off superhuman bursts of speed. Life is threatened. Her expression unchanging, Misha signs something amusedly to Shizune, who makes a baffling face and puts her hands behind her back, looking pleased with herself. Misha feigns deafness and hums cheerily. Stop that. I know you've heard me. You have no excuse, unlike Shizune. Shizune opens the door to the student council room. It's a very plain, sparsely decorated room. Although it's quite large, maybe a little larger than a classroom. There's a big table in the center surrounded by chairs, and a smaller desk prominently placed on the back that I assume is Shizune's. There are a few regular desks and chairs stacked to one side, as well. Extras, perhaps? Aside from the tables and chairs, the room doesn't have much else to offer. Just a couple of filing cabinets and bookshelves stacked with the old school records and documents. Not much else. In fact, nothing else. This is a pretty bleak room. They could at least put a potted plant in here or something. But the most noticeable thing that this room doesn't have is other people. Are we early? Oh, don't tell me we're the only ones that were in them. They're the only members.
I know what's gonna happen. You're gonna leave. What's her name's gonna put on a show. She's gonna make you feel bad. Oh, you're leaving us alone. That's okay. We don't need that. We'll be fine by ourselves. You'll feel bad. You'll stay and join student council.
He's gonna have those puppy eye looks. Jesus Christ.
Ugh.
Ugh, give me a break. It makes me sick.
Looks like we're in a predictable scenario, guys.
Pretty much. For God's sakes. No. What do you mean,
Let's
no?
see if our predictions turn out to be true.
Does it mean nobody else is coming today? Yeah, that's right. Before I manage to ask why that's the case, Suni claps her hands together very energetically. Nichan, let's play Risk. Come on, you promised, didn't you? You have to.
No, you can just get up and leave.
You just get up and leave. Just do it, John, and just get up and leave. Okay. Do you want to know the rules? We can explain to you while we set everything up. While Misha is talking, Shizune takes out what it looks like a board game from behind one of the filing cabinets and throws it on the table. Actually, this looks kind of interesting. I thought she was gonna smack me in the head and just knock me out. After Misha spends a little too long for her liking running through the basics with a somewhat vague and confusing tutorial, Shizune cuts in and declares the game that has started with a decisive motion, slicing her arm through the air. Shizune's aggressiveness is rubbing off onto me. I could start feeling more competitive than I intend to be when I agree to this. Halfway into the game, I try to ponder how to defend Shizune's assault from two fronts. She breaks my concentration by drumming her fingers on the table to get my attention. Shi-chan wants to know that you are taking way too long to make a move. Shi-chan says she will let you keep Australia if you agree to join the student council. I thought this was a game with no strings attached. Just the fact that she would dangle that over my head as an offer means that she knows that I care about the outcome of this game. And anyway, no. Shi-chan admires your fighting spirit and would be a benevolent dictator who will spare your people if you agree to join the student council. You're so competitive, Shizune. She seems to take this as a compliment. Oh, I would expect the student council president to be a little more
magnanimous.
What he said. Magnanimous? She doesn't seem to know what that word means or how it's signed, so she pulls out a piece of paper and writes it for Shizune, who in return signs it back to Misha. Misha presses her index fingers against her temples, as if trying to physically imprint the word into her memory. Suddenly, Shizune bursts into a flurry of gestures. Misha looks daunted by the pace of her heated siding. Wait, please slow down, Shi-chan. Shi-chan? Shi-chan says you're going to lose. Tell her I will crush her world empire with my rebellion. Okay. That face!
Ugh.
Cute face. Those eyes of hers shine with childlike mischief. She says you have no chance if you keep playing like this. No, you won't. It's a trap.
I think this is a new decision point, unless your guide says it doesn't matter.
No, it's one that doesn't matter. So what do you think?
I don't know. Cheat, look up and see which one makes you win. Although both of these decisions probably make you lose.
Probably. Oh, you lose, you have to join the club.
It's a trap. I don't have a coin on me, unfortunately. Shit, I would have flipped a coin here. Alright.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
It's probably a trap. But, yeah, it's probably just...
It's likely that she's trying to psych me out. Looking at the board again, I have a pretty good defense set up, and I'm not going to wreck it. Go to wreck it! So it would sound like reckless.
Kamikaze!
A few turns later, I lose the game anyways.
Well...
Shizune adjusts her glasses victoriously and allows herself to tentatively pump a fist in the air in celebration. Waha! Shi-chan, you lost when you allowed me to take North America. I mean, Shi-chan, not me. Getting control of North America is ambitious because it provides a 5 army bonus, but you can attack it from 3 fronts, so you must defend them all. I thought you had more guts. How disappointing. Ambition, Shi-chan. Your play needs to be more daring. Ambition. Ambition! I was really excited when you took South America, but then you switched to playing defensively just because you gain a small advantage. That's no good, Hee-chan. She paid attention to her. You didn't take enough risks, and when you did, you didn't follow through. That's terrible, Hee-chan. Damn, what's it to her if I play too carefully? There's no need to rub it in my face. I wonder if you'd be any good for the student council. What's this? Reverse psychology?
Alright, this is where you just get up, flip them off, and leave.
Flip them off. Here's my sang language. Right here. That's my sign language. Yeah, it shows her that she's number one. This middle finger. I guess I don't have to worry about joining or not in that case. Giving up just like that? I expected more of you. Seriously, is Shizune trying to talk me into joining the council? Besides, I don't even want to join. It's only my second day. I can make that kind of commitment. I haven't even taken a look at any of the clubs yet. And these two are a little weird. I want to join that literature club, though, that they have on here.
We all want to join the literature club.
Fine, I'll consider joining the council, but I want to take a look at the other clubs before I decide. Really, Hee-chan? You're not just saying that to make us feel better. Yeah. I'm just not sure that I want to. Aww. Okay, Hee-chan, but we're not going to give up so easily. You said maybe. There's still a chance you'll come around. Come
What
on.
a cunt.
We can really have fun. We can play more Risk, and maybe one day you could beat me. Unless we graduate before that. That doesn't make me feel any less reluctant about joining, you know? Surely you're not that horrible at board games. Maybe we can play a game, you know that. To give you a handicap. Speaking of handicap, I might have just said that to make you feel better after all. Aw, that's cold, Hee-chan. I take a glance at the clock on the wall and realize I spent far longer than playing Risk than I expected. Sorry, I think I have to go. I want to go to the library. It's not closed yet, is it? Shizune scratches her head and gestures at Misha. How hard can it be to determine whether the library is open? There's a clock right there on the wall. It should be unless the librarian is absent. I think you're right, Shi-chan. We think the library is open. It's on the second floor. Can't miss it. Do you want us to show you where it is? No thanks. It's okay. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Oh, wait, what?
Hello, picture.
New picture.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now I'm convinced. That picture's haunted.
It's haunted. This whole building is haunted.
First he was African, now he's Asian.
That makes a lot of sense. Get back! Get back! One flight of stairs up and I run into problems. There's problems everywhere that lives in this building. The second floor hallway is a carbon copy of the third floor one. Wide, of course, and plain, just like only hallways can be. The only problem is that the library's whereabouts are not easily as determined as one would think. The classrooms are marked with signs stating which class they belong to, but then there's a plethora of other unmarked rooms. Is the library one of them, or is it just somewhere down the hallway? I bet on the ladder and choose my direction at random. After I turn around the corner, the unmarked door draws my attention. It's because it's not closed. It's not open either, though. Just barely ajar so I can see it's open and nothing else. It would make sense for the library door to be invitingly open. And while this one not quite that, it's good enough. At the very least, it means that someone is inside and I can ask for directions, no matter how embarrassing that is. I gingerly push the center. I mean, I'm a redhead. I gingerly push on the center of the door with my fingertips, every muscle in my arm ready to pull back at a moment's notice. The feeling of being an outsider to this school, it can't be shaken from my mind so much that I instinctively fear doing something wrong by entering. The door slowly creaks as if groaning from a deep sleep, though it's much easier to open than I anticipated. Leaning over and poking my head ever further inside to gain sight of the room as fast as possible. The meek, hello? Mario? is on my lips. It's quickly snatched away.